I'm back again. I just woke up. Hello. Holy cow. Running a little late. I just woke up. I'm glad I woke up. Skip this. Man, oh man. Quentin, how are you? Good to see you, man. Sorry, I'm running behind or like running in slow motion. I literally just woke up. I forgot to set an alarm too, so now I'm like in scramble mode. I'm my ducks in a row. Move my camera. Well, back again to stream for several hours. Tell me the good news. I don't know if I really have any good news. Railroads are still hiring like crazy. I guess that's the good news. I did get a phone call from Nucor, which is we have like Nucor has like a bar mills and then tube plants, and I did get a phone call from the bar mill today asking to come out there. So I guess that's good news. Oh man. How about you? What's everybody's good news? I want to hear it because I know y'all got some good news. Otto, what's going on, man? I'm gonna call you T because I don't want to kill your name. Or is it Will? Yeah, Will. I'm just gonna call you Will. No, I'm not going back for now. If something happens with Nucor and they decide to start acting crazy, it's definitely a possibility then, for sure. I don't think I'd have a hard time going back. Thankfully, I still all know all the guys in Muscle Shoals for the most part. The ones I really need to know, I still remember. Hart, what's up, man? Are you coming? Cool. Where'd you hire out of, if you don't mind me asking? And what do you think about it so far? Like it? I'll pick your brain. Decatur, Illinois for training. 10 days there, 3 days on terminal, then 10. Huh. So will you actually be going to the Decatur terminal, Otto? Are you going to be... Or they're just sending you there just because, I guess? That's so strange. You think they would focus on you training at your home terminal. That would be... I feel like that would be more beneficial, but... Who am I? Hmm. Well, ain't nothing wrong with that, I guess. Whatever they say. As long as you learn, I guess that's all that matters. Why is there... I can never find this button on this freaking locomotive because they don't actually show it. Like, guess. What, Daryl, what's up, man? Harp, yeah, dude, that's a common thing, and I'll tell you this, it's going to be hard because I even fell into it. But that type of mentality is so contagious. Like, I remember when I first started, my first day, I kid you not, a guy named Mike Hill, I talk about him all the time on my channel. He was an old head engineer. He had been there 39 years, 38 years at the time. No, it's 39 years. My first day, I had to go work in my, after school, my first day I had to go work in the yard and work with a guy named Peeper, and he was like the yard dog. Like, he just did stuff around the yard. And Mike was an engineer, and I walked in, and Peeper said, "Hey, Mike, this is our cub, Joey. He's going to be with us today." And Mike said, "If you're smart, you'll get your bag and get the hell out of here." Kid you not, exactly what he said. And I was his last conductor he worked with before he retired. But yeah, it's that mentality is pretty wild. It's people take a lot of stuff for granted, and it's going to be hard to not fall into that trap. But if you can help it, you can try to. Although maybe they'll pay for your mileage. That'd be nice. Well, that's true. I used to fall in a trap all the time of sharpshooting, throwing away my guarantee, but I was chasing time off at that point, so I wasn't too worried about it. Yeah, you gotta stay marked up to get your guarantee for sure. I don't know if I can go or not. I don't see no signals. Oh, 56 miles. Yeah, that's better than when I was there. It was around oops, gotta do this. It was around I think it was 48, so it's good that they went up a little bit. That's very true, Daryl. It was a common thing out there where I was. And my question I always had was, if you don't like it, why have you been here for, you know, 30 years or whatever it is? How's my brake pipe? Oh, did I cut? I think I cut the motor off. I don't know. Try that again. Come on, where's that? Yeah, I've never understood that mindset. I always was like, what are y'all griping about? Like y'all ain't doing nothing. They're like, why y'all been here for so long if y'all hate it so bad? And then I started doing that same thing. I would start complaining about the goofiest stuff, and I had only been there for like 2 years. Booner, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here with this thing. What's y'all's good news on here? Daryl, how's dispatching going? Oh, I meant to ask you. You said something about a crew hitting cows. Was it a local or was it one of these engines, whatever this engine is? Why is this? Why don't I have any brake pipe pressure? What's the problem here? Oh, yeah. Ah, harp. Yeah, that's true. I think you got those train masters everywhere, no matter where you go. Some you get good ones and you get bad ones. We had um, we had one really bad one on the Memphis West. His name was Nick Mullins. He was a great guy, just one of those train masters. This is how he was. He had hide in bushes. He would uh, I seen on top of intermodal cars. I even heard, I didn't see this. I heard a story that he would walk around in the yard without a vest on, and somebody popped him for it because he wasn't wearing the proper safety stuff. I'm still only pulling slack on this train. Holy cow. There we go. Don't understand what's going on here. Something's wrong. Okay, whatever. What's going on, Grub? Apply for UP, don't get out of service till May 2022. Good or bad? Shoot, all I can do is tell you no. And if they did call you and say, "Oh, we can't hire you," wait until you get back home or you get out of service. I mean, there's guys that I worked with that were still active. Or no, I mean not say active. They were in the reserves, I believe. I want to know what's up with the brakes on this joker. Yeah, Spooner, that's true. I actually sent an email to HR yesterday for one of our subscribers, and she asked me on the same day or like later that afternoon, did I ever get a response? And I was like, yeah, it's probably gonna be I expect it to be a week or so, honestly. Unfortunately, I expect it to be a week. Two months. Well, I'll give them that. It's better than what mine was. Mine took, I think, 6. Because I remember, I don't know if I ever mentioned this story before. I probably have because I'm getting old and I say the same stories over and over. I remember my attitude swapped like a light switch. When I got my start date from NS, my old employer was the employer was fine. The plant manager was horrible. And I walked in the next day into work with shorts and flip. I was a carman for a contractor. I walked in with shorts and flip flops, asking for a raise, and he wasn't there that day. And I told my supervisor at the time, I said, "Well, I'm gonna go to the house. I'm sick today. I'll talk to him tomorrow." And came back in the next day, and they pulled the old "oh, I abandoned my job" post type story. Yeah, I was off. I was off work for about a month until I went to school, and it was one of the best months I've ever had fishing wise. Didn't have to worry about it, and then ever since then it's been nonstop until I got a new core course. Oh, let's see. And I was making $12.50 an hour, so those 6 months felt like forever. Yeah, I've had that too. I know, like, mine wasn't upset, but when I left, so when I got furloughed, went to work for another company called NCR. I left from there and then went to Nucor, and he was not happy that I left. But at the same time, you can't really fault anybody for trying to better themselves. And like even today, when I got a phone call from the Nucor bar mill, it's kind of known that the bar mill makes more money, and we work the same schedule, like work 6 months a year. And I had to call my supervisor and tell him, and he didn't seem too happy either. He was like all bent out of shape and like talking like he was depressed, which is kind of surprising to me. I figured they'd be glad to get me the heck out of there. It's almost a thorn in all their sides. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna let me go or not. We're gonna find out. I guess I'll find out Tuesday. I go in Tuesday for interview. Oh my God, I saw your question. So Grub, they say not to hang on to a rail car if it's lightning. Um, but it's kind of at your own discretion. I've seen some crazy dudes out there riding a shove with a freaking tornado coming. I won't touch them. I don't care. I tell my engineer he can kiss my butt. I'm gonna sit right here and we're gonna wait for this storm to pass. And I'm not doing that. Oh yeah, yeah, appreciate it. If it does, if I do go, I go. If I don't go, it doesn't really matter. We both work 6 months a year. There's a little bit more money involved, but I'm not really worried about the money part. It's just more about the schedule. So we work 4 on, 4 off now at NTP at the tube plant, but the bar mill they work the DuPont schedule, and the DuPont schedule is uh, you get you go like 4 days. Hang on, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's a crazy schedule, but it's kind of cool. DuPont schedule. So you'll work your first week of the month. You'll work 4 on days, then you're off 3. Then you come back in, work 3 nights, off 1, then work 3 days, off 3, work 4 nights, off 7. What you doing? Huh? You went to the gas station. Should be right back. Yeah, go in there. Go in the living room real quick. What you doing, buddy? You want to come in here and interrupt? Yeah. Hmm. Oh well. Yeah, that's a crazy schedule, and then of course you're off 7, then you come back in, and it kind of alters a little bit, but it's literally the same thing. 3 nights off 1, 3 days off 3, 4 nights off 7, 4 days off 3. That's your next month, and I don't know. It's a wild schedule. The worst week's going to be those 3 nights off 1, 3 days because you're still working 12 hours, but 7 days off a month. That's like a vacation every month if I want to go somewhere. That's pretty cool. That gives me a whole week to make videos for the whole month. And I know even with 4 days off, I still have plenty of time where I'm at now, but ugh. It seems crazy, and I'm still waiting permission to go do hang tests and stuff. I haven't heard anything. I'm probably just going to end up going and trespassing. What you talking about mama for? What are you doing? Eating Pop-Tarts. Yeah, so Grove, I've talked to my old employer where the employer that I was just talking about, how I left like I did. Thankfully, I'm not dealing with a plant manager. I'm not even going to talk to him, period. But I've got several buddies that still work there. Most of them are in management, and I'm trying to get permission to come out there. It'd be really cool if I could get permission to come out there to work with Kenny B, which is our old, the engineer out there. Kenny B was engineer for NS for 10 years, and he does all the yard switching out there. But it'd be really cool if I could go out there and get permission to switch rail cars with Kenny B and make videos on how to count down cars and all that good stuff, because it would pay off. I mean, it'd be really beneficial to a lot of people, because counting down cars at school is nerve-wracking enough as it is. And, you know, people get weirded out about talking on the radio and all that good stuff, but just to see somebody do it, and then you can go to school and do it, it would have helped me out, because I was used to talking on the radio, so I didn't have a problem with that, but it's talking on the radio in front of, 20 people that you don't know. You get all these crazy, you get all they're judging you type feelings, but at the end of the day, everybody has to do it. So everybody has that feeling for like the first go around of coupling up a car, and then after everybody does it once, it's like, oh, yeah, we're all buddies. Why is this thing right here so boring? Yeah, I just don't want to go down there though and just jump on their property and be that guy. We're not moving at all. What is up? This game right here is... Why do I have 0 brake pressure? Wait, yeah, that's on freight. First day when you actually start the job, like at school, or when you get to your yard. School was crash course into what you're getting yourself into. I'm going the wrong way. Oh gosh, I gotta turn generator fields on. Hello. So my first day on the yard was it was day shift. They told me to meet in the washroom, and I didn't know what the washroom was. But I just met with people, and all we did was work around the yard. Is, you know, we'd pull, they called it the RIP track, repair and progress track, replace those cars, fill those yards back up, or those tracks back up. Go pull the ones they fixed, put them back in the receiving yard. Got to hump some cars off into the bowl. Got to go work on a pullback. And then had to go work on a local that was like 2 or 3 miles outside of our yard. And that was when the lady flipped me off because I was blocking the crossing. It was a good time. First day is one day I'll never forget just because of that. Mike Hill on the radio, and he said, "Joey, look, she's your #1 fan." And I was like, "Oh, what are you talking about, #1 fan?" And people started laughing, and I looked, and she was letting me have it. Good, buddy. What's going on, guys? Think you had about the game? I like it so far. It's pretty I gotta say, it's pretty realistic as far as like the movements and like how it, you know, how dynamics and stuff works. I got home and fell asleep and woke up. Just happened to wake up at 6 o'clock. Oh, Grove, I got Sea of Thieves. I got a lot more games this channel will never know about just because this is strictly railroad stuff. I really just try and give y'all something to watch besides me looking at a camera. And if I could, I would watch other railroad videos like derailments and stuff, but the one I did, I don't know if y'all ever saw it. I made one reacting to some derailments and kind of explained what I thought was happening. And they definitely copyright and deal on my channel, so I had to take the video down. They wasn't happy. And it was only one person out of all the videos I looked at. It was only one of the channels that was upset, and I kept like appealing it. I'm like, look, I'm just doing this to teach. They did not care. They're like, nope, we want it taken down, or not taken down. I could leave it up, but then it would have to be monetized, and that they would get the money from it. And I was like, no, I don't think so. I need to order pizza for Katie. Whoops, I'll do it on my phone. I need to be more active on my gaming channel. I just choose not to, Grove. Move it, buddy. Hey, Wesley, yeah, man. Sea of Thieves is really fun. I remember the first time I played that game, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and then once me and I think it was 2 or 3 of my buddies played, and we actually got to understand the game. It was a lot of fun. Nick, I don't know. I've always asked that question too. I don't understand their logic and all that. But you're right. I don't. They need people so bad, but it takes them forever to get the ball rolling. It's horrible. $4,000 on playing Sea of Thieves. Are you in like a tournament? I guess. Oh, dude, shoot, 2,000 is still good. Ah, PvP guy. Redlines, what's up, man? I see you apply at CSX. Got an interview now, waiting to hear from next step. That's good, dude. Congrats. Fingers crossed it all goes well. I'm sure it will. Oh, so you just mentioned CSX. That's made me. I don't want to discourage you in any way, Redlines, but I don't know if y'all saw where CSX, OSHA popped CSX for firing 2 guys back in 2017. I can't do both at the same time. I'm trying to order pizza. But yeah, they lost a law. I don't know if it was a lawsuit. It wasn't in a lawsuit, but OSHA fined CSX almost $700,000 or something like that. Had to pay the engineer and the conductor that they fired. Pretty good. Okay. I don't know. You ain't cutting my computer off today. Nope. Better go find something else to do, little boy. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think all the class 1s, I guess, besides BN. I don't even know if BN's hiring people. They probably are. But it seems like all the class 1s are hiring, which is good. One conductor spot in Iowa. Yeah, once people get on there, they don't ever leave. That's surprising, Nick. Well, I mean, I guess not really. Doing Logan. UP for life. Would you like the Yield logo? I know some of the best engines I was ever on was BNSS. UP, man, the power we got from UP was garbage. I remember one day they gave us one that didn't even have AC, and it was like June. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. Sitting inside the cab, and we had to sit in Rossville Yard for like 3 hours with no AC. It was a mess. The engineer I was with got a big giant black, like 50-gallon garbage bag, filled it up full of ice, and then threw it in the floor. It helped a little bit. You could still feel the cold off it, but it only lasted for like 45 minutes and it was gone. Yeah, I ain't gonna say we needed it, but it was hot. Actually, it was in June, so it was probably well over 100 degrees. But the heat isn't what kills us; it's that freaking humidity. We were down in a hole. That was bad. Airlines. I was a conductor for NS for I don't know how long, 3, 4 years, 17, 18, 19, 20, 4 years, 3 years. Yeah, I just officially quit um back in December. Sweet mango habanero wings. Yeesh. Not that I need to eat any of this stuff. Uh, I'm not sure if any of them pay by the week or not. I think most of them are bi-weekly or every 2 weeks. But I'm not sure. Short lines may pay weekly. Some of the short lines may, but I'm pretty sure I would imagine all the class ones are the same. They all probably pay every 2 weeks. The only place I know of that pays every week is where I'm at now, Nucor. How do you like being a dispatcher, Joe? Sure, it's tough at times, and I'm sure people get irritated. Like, I'm going in the hole. I remember what all used to be said. I'm almost done, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, oh yeah. Good old delaying trains. Yeah, I'm sure they probably freak out whenever some of them starting to get delayed for whatever reason. It's like I don't know why I put them in the hole, and the train I was waiting for them to come by took longer than expected. But you'll get better with time, I'm sure, once you start learning. I remember they used to take dispatchers at NS. for rides. That way you can see the territory and actually learn it. And it would make it, it'd make your job a lot easier because you've seen it. Like, you know exactly how long or about how long it would take to get from this signal or wherever this train's saying they're at, or you can see them on your screen, wherever PTC's saying, if they're at mile marker 500, you know how long it takes to get from mile marker 500 to 480. So that way you can, I don't know, I've always thought about being a dispatcher. I feel like I would enjoy it, but at the same time, I also know how management is. Oh yeah, waiting on Yard Master. I forgot about that. Pay with Apple Pay. Oh, card. Hmm. Yeah, we don't go out. I'm just baking right now. Oh, TJ, what's up, dude? Oh, no problem, man. Yeah, so I remember they used to say, hang on a second. Shut my door. I remember there's definitely a plate in my background, sorry. I remember they used to say, I remember they said in their hiring session they can go back up to 6 years on a hair test, which is a bunch of baloney. They probably can, but they're not going to pay for it. But they go back 90 days. The same thing with Nucor. Our drug test is at Nucor's random hair follicle test. Like, they don't play no games. They do random hair tests. They go back 90 days. Yeah, I've heard, and we heard stories too. Michael Larkin talking about how people had shaved their whole body, to keep trying to think they're going past this, this test. And he was like, if you think you're going to try that, we'll just fire you. So at Nucor, I'm actually in a totally different industry. Nucor is one of the biggest steel producing and recycling companies in the United States, and thankfully they do have some yard switching at Indicator, which I might try and get into one day down the road. But NS was one of Nucor's, I guess you can say, vendors, because they would deliver a lot of the materials. So I just completely swapped industries. Went from transportation to help producing steel, recycling steel. No, TJ, yeah, they more than likely still do it for sure. Yeah, like I said, it would be one of those things I would definitely, I'd make sure you're clean on, because I don't know, it's just the way I'm thinking, and I may be wrong, so you can just take what I think and then just kind of ponder it with yourself. But I feel like if you applied and you got denied, just because they didn't choose you, that would be a lot better than applying, possibly getting hired and then failing a drug test. What ways can you make money as being by working with a conductor besides the job itself? I would encourage you to make a YouTube channel. It's pretty crazy how how many people watch videos. I'm going too fast. Slow down. And you accept 2 offers for Jeremiah, I would. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. I feel like if I was in that situation, I'd accept anything that came my way, and whoever actually did their part first would get me. Because but girl, about outside of the job, you can make money. You know, trying to think exactly how. Besides a job, you can make money. That could be a thing too. You never know. That could be a possibility, TJ. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that aspect of stuff because I never got in the HR department. I would like to be. I really don't care to be in HR, but I would love to work at Norfolk Southern's training facility, or just pump in from time to time and help. That would be fun to me. Here's my pizza. Yeah, that would be fun to me. And as a conductor, you can actually apply or bid on training jobs. They pay you like X amount every day. That's how my buddy Spencer was an instructor in S school. He just applied for it and they took it. He was there for a while. He was also RCO certified though. You just want money. Yeah, TJ, no problem, dude. Hope it works out. I'm sure it will. Keep after it, just like everybody else out here does. It seems like I did it. I chased that job for, I said 7 years. I finally got it. I chased it for 7 years, and I got shot down. Say I applied. How many times did I apply? I think I applied 6 times in 7 years. I got shot down 5 times. They would not hire me for nothing. Oh yeah, working on Big Boy. That I'm not sure. I've never seen that locomotive in person, but I bet that has some specific training involved on that one. Oh really? So it actually moves around often then. I know they had one in Chattanooga. It was a steam engine, and we were coming into the yard one day and we saw it off to the right, and there was like a bunch of people outside taking pictures of it. It was pretty cool. No, Jeremiah. So in Decatur, we actually had to build our train, and we had to use a RIT device, which is what does RIT stand for? Remote. Oh, I forgot what it is. Remote something. Don't bother me now. You see, RIT device. NS. I don't even have a picture of one, really? It's like a tablet, but it has all of your cars and your tracks laid out, and you could find the cars you need. Like you'd log in, and it would highlight all the cars you need, and you'd have to go and I would make a list of where my cars was. So I'd be like, you know, if I needed car X 1000 and it's in track 6, and that needs to be my head-end car. That's where the game comes into play, is how quickly can you build your train in the least amount of moves to get your job done and get home quicker. That's where the game starts for me in my head. And can't find, there's no pictures of anything on a RIT device. Remote something. Thought it was remote. RIT model railcar, no. Yep, I don't see anything. All it is a tablet, though. But sometimes at your bigger yards, they'll be done for you, and then sometimes in your small yards, you'll be actually building the trains. Grab, I don't think so. There'll always be a we'll always need the railroad to be around. You'll be amazed how many trains there actually are once you get out on the tracks. Like, you know, you're passing thousands of cars every night. You know, passing trains in the hole. Daryl would know, you know, just as well. There's, you know, 30, 40 trains he deals with in the 8 to 10 hour shift, and all of them are probably anywhere from, you know, 5,000 tons to 20,000 tons, depending if it's a coal train. What's going on, NW? But I don't think it's slowly dying. I do think they're trying to go automated, though. We know that's coming, but I mean, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I do think it is slowly, or they're trying to really push the automated deal. But I really hope the government says no. Am I a dispatcher? No, I'm not. Daryl is in the chat. I see you, real. It made you take class 1 rules for special circumstances. That's interesting. I guess I mean it's probably fun also. You got to learn some stuff. That's pretty cool. No, I have not. We passed several of them. Well, I ain't gonna say several. We passed one. What in the world? Do you want me to stop right here? No. Oh, there was one we would pass on our main line, but we never actually had to go in and spot cars, nothing like that. Hey, Kyle. Hired in Muscle Shoals. That's awesome, man. Congrats. That's where I hired out of, and I loved it. Everybody out there is awesome. You'll enjoy it, and everybody out there take care of you. I've got a lot of good stories about Muscle Shoals. If I could go back, or if I ever did go back, that's where I would go hire out of. I would move back up there just to go work there. Why is this train only 35 miles an hour? I really wish I could find a scenario where I could switch cars and like actually challenge your brain a little bit. Um, would I really be a conductor engineer if pay wasn't different? I'd rather be an engineer, I think. Just because I enjoy driving stuff. Uh conductor game being a conductor is fun. It's just a lot of walking, you're working in the elements versus engineer, you're actually I don't know. It's just interesting the whole game of trying to keep your train together and how like so like how can I explain this? Whenever you top a hill as an engineer, right? Let's just say this is a hill and this is your train. Whenever you're in full throttle going up a course, and then once you get to the top of the hill, the engineer will hit their counter and they'll slowly start to notch off, and by the time that half of their train and their train's drooped over the hill, they're in neutral, right? Or they're in idle. And then they go into setup in their dynamics, and then they'd slowly get into their dynamics. You can actually feel the rail cars bumping you one by one, doop doop, and slowly, and the locomotive will catch it and keep you at speed, at the right speed. All that right there is interesting to me. I don't know why, but I feel like I would like it to be an engineer more than a conductor. Jeremiah, I think at least for NS, all the pay's the same. Yeah, everybody's the same. Everybody starts at 80% with NS. I think it's for 2 years, and you slowly start to go up. I think it's 80, then 85, then maybe I think 85, 90, 95, 100. I forgot. It seems like everything changes. Yeah, that's right, Endo. Yeah, Sunny and 75. That's right. Grub. Yeah, sounds about right. Typically, NS conductors make about 110 to 120, and your top out conductors make around 80 or to 90s, somewhere around in there. I'm not doing this one again. Yeah, they don't get in a hurry at all. Um, do you know if you're going to be on the Memphis East or Memphis West or the NA? I don't know if they may have not told you that because they didn't tell me at all until I got there. That's very true, Grub. Yeah, as an engineer, you're paid for your skills and the responsibility. Oh, sorry, I texted my boss. Oh, let's see. Yeah, that city rail, that would be fun to me. I don't really care about, like, if I could go back and like just go make videos of my old employer. They ain't even got to pay me. I'll just go out there and work. Like, I'll just sign a waiver saying if I kill myself, y'all aren't responsible. You know. Um, they just don't want to do that. It's the liability thing, and I get it. Kyle, was his name John Willingham? If it was John, you're probably gonna be on the Memphis East and West. It was either John. It could have been Van Buren, train master. Oh, Mitt, yeah, so extra board is really all it is just a list of people. Imagine, let's say a list of 10 people, right? And the list is based on whenever you clocked out last. So let's say person number one clocked out at 6 a.m., but the 10th person had just clocked out now at 6, or my time at 7:30 p.m. He would go to the bottom of the list, and whenever dispatcher would need somebody, they would call from the top of the list down. So all extra board is just it's just extra conductors in a list based on the time that they clocked out. That's all it is. Same thing for engineer extra board also. Oh, Kyle, I just saw the end of your message there. It said if he's holding the yard jobs, that means you'll definitely be on the Memphis West and East, because the NA, they don't really have any yard jobs besides in Jasper. I think that's where their terminal is. It's in Jasper. No, Grub, you can't. All based on hire date. You can jump people though. Regardless of seniority, you can jump people, but you throw away the possibility of your guarantee. See, we never got to mess with CSX power. If we did, it was just in tow. More guns and more cars. America. Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh man, you just mentioned grain trains. I do not miss them. Decatur smelt so bad because of the amount of grain and stuff that was in the middle of the tracks. And during the summer, oh my gosh, that stuff was starting to ferment and it smelled horrible. Nick, oh yeah, I've thought about short lines a lot because I'll be at home every day. I even looked at some jobs 2 nights ago. But I just know I'll never make what I'm making now as a short line. But I will tell you this: if I start making money from this YouTube channel, and I can afford to go to one, you best believe I will. Grub, the heaviest train I've been on is a coal train. They're normally around 19,000 tons, 7,500 feet long. I think there's like 135 rail cars. So you'd be running to Memphis and chat. Maybe they. That's interesting. See, so Kyle, when I was there, some things may have changed. It sounds like when I was there, I strictly went to Memphis, Chattanooga, and then the NA dealt with going to Birmingham. But the NA was completely different. Completely different. Like a whole completely different division, I guess I'd say. Yeah, soybean was real big indicator. Oh gosh, it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Loaded coal trains, yeah, they weigh a lot more than intermobiles. Most of your intermobile trains aren't really that heavy, but well, they are heavy, but the reason they're so heavy is because they're so long. They normally make intermodal trains super long. I've been on one that's, you know, 13,000 feet, which was big for us because none of our sidings, we only had like 2 sidings that can actually hold that. But there's some guys out there that run 15,000 plus feet long intermodal trains. Oh, that sounds like a good time, NW. Yeah, that sounds really great. That just makes you question who made that decision to do that. Yeah, I mean, so the pay is about the same. It really just depends on how long you've been there for your pay, but if you're on the extra board, you won't work as often as a pull turn, and a pull turn is the first people they call whenever they're going out of town. So they call all the people from the pull first, and then when they run out, they go to the extra board. So if you're on the pull turn, you're going to get called first. So you're normally on a constant rotation. Like you're never really off, and you're always working, but you make way more money. No, Gro, I've never seen anybody train hopping, but I can almost guarantee you I have toted some guys back and forth. Probably some drugs too, if I had to guess. Oh yeah, see, we ran into rail fans all the time. A couple of my pictures I have on my Facebook is due to rail fans. I've had some train buffs give me rides back to the head end before, and yeah, NW, yeah, computer said it would work. But yeah, I always say on my channel when I say train buffs or something, that's not a derogatory term, in my opinion. A lot of the guys I worked with, they didn't really care about train buffs, but they would always be like, you know, don't they have something better else to do or something like that? And in my head, I'm like, I play video games, and they're outside doing something they enjoy doing. Who cares? Hey, what's going on? Hey, yeah, so I'm on PC. Yeah, this is the. I played the first one. I didn't know there was a second one until I bought it. Kyle, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they'll give you a choice or not. Probably not, because I don't know. I wasn't given a choice whenever. Oh, we're rolling. I wasn't given a choice whenever I hired in, but maybe they will. And if you do have a choice, I would definitely say stick with the Memphis East and West. Reason being is the NA is a 25 mile per hour maximum speed all the way from Sheffield to Birmingham, and it is god awful. Yeah, that's right. That's right. NW. That's how I feel like I would be if I did run into somebody. I've heard horror stories, of course, but if I feel like if I did run into somebody, I'd be like, look, you're riding like on the DP or whatever. Don't touch nothing. Sit back here and whatever. Jeremiah, my best check from NS was $3,600 in 2 weeks before taxes. What's the deal? Is the handbrakes tied up or something? Oh, I got the brake on. Hello. Yeah, that's broke that knuckle. Yeah. So yeah, 36 was my best check. That was working 2 weeks straight. And most of the guys on a pull turn work straight. Yeah, we did something similar. And we had going through Huntsville, going to Chattanooga. There's this bridge where there are always homeless people there, and we had always, like, depending on the engineer, we'd always grab an extra bag or extra case of water, and then a lot of crew packs, and we'd throw them in a bag, and then we'd chunk them out there to them. And I remember the engineer saying, his name was Alan. He's like, man, can you just imagine getting one of those wipes and just like wiping your butt or whatever with a nice clean wipe whenever you don't have a shower? And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I think a lot of guys ride on DPUs. We just don't know it because we never. I mean, we go back there, or the engineers go back there before we leave, but and the doors are supposed to be locked, but sometimes that just don't happen. Kyle, so the hang test it's not too bad. Um, all you do is at school, you'll climb up on the side of the rail car. Actually, I can show you. I can show you from this game right here. If we got a car back here, I can actually do it on. Yeah, so here we go. So you'll climb up on like this rail car right here, and you'll step up on this. I think it's on this rung, and you'll do your hand signals, and you'll hang by one hand. So my best advice I can do. This one's really kind of short. Another one? No. They may make you hang directly parallel with your shoulder. If you can, reach up and grab the next grab iron. They're called grab irons. Grab the next grab iron up, and it just takes a lot of the pressure off your forearms and your shoulders. And then you'll be doing your hand signals, and then you'll swap arms and do hand signals the other way. It's not that bad. I think you got to hang there for a minute and a half. But what they don't tell you is you'll be riding on freaking tank cars like this, or even rail cars like this. And you can actually sit inside some of them have platforms right here in the middle that you can ride on. It's actually completely solid. You can actually sit in the middle of that and ride it. Stobe Hobo. I think I've seen some of his stuff, and I think he's left from Birmingham a few times too. Jeremiah, actually, no, it's an automated phone call, and they'll tell you. You'll say like, they'll say your name, and that you've been called for train, blah blah blah, at whatever time, and it's kind of up. So if it's like train, like 219, then that's a train going out of town, and then your locals will be like indicator it was A01 or A80 or A02, And it all depends on that symbol if you're going out of town or not, really. Eight-mile shove at 20. And it's probably freezing cold. I never had to ride 8 miles, thank goodness, but I always had a shove car. I'd always try and find one in the yard. I know it's frowned upon too, but them gone cars are the best ones to ride in. Yeah, we had robocall. My food here yet? $7:38. What time is it? Why are they doing a quality check for 7 minutes? That's kind of suspect. Yeah, press 1 if you're... Yeah, that's right. Press 1 to accept call. Oh gosh, I remember all that. What's wrong with? No. I think the good thing is there isn't a written test anymore. Talking to my railroad buddies. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I guess. I hope so. Biggest mistake I have seen on the rail? I'm gonna say PSR. Let me think about that one. That's a good question. I don't... I'm not real sure. Yeah, also like some days you have to work in Memphis. Like I actually had to go work at a local, and I remember, yeah, I worked a yard job in Memphis a few times. The good thing is they pay for your deadhead there. So that's like, I think they give you 3 hours. So pretty much all that means is they'll call you, you'll have an hour and a half before you have to leave. And then they'll pay you for your deadhead, which is your time driving. And then they'll pay for your mileage. And then you can only work for, you actually can only work for, what is that, 7 hours, 6 hours? Because you have to have a deadhead back home, which is 3. And that sounds confusing. So you got 3-hour deadhead there, and you also got to get a 3-hour deadhead back, so that's 6. And then they pay for your mileage. And then, so you can only work 6 hours and you get to go home. But you'll make a crap ton of money. I think a typical Getting called out, I think it was like a $600 or $700 a day. And as far as Decatur, yeah, they'll call you for Decatur locals, and they'll... I don't know if they pay for your mileage for... I think they do, to Decatur. Yeah, they they offer you a van. If you don't want to drive to Memphis, you can get them to get you a van. They'll take you to Memphis or Chattanooga, wherever you need to go, or Decatur, really, I believe. I think they do it based on GPS, Grub. And they kind of give you a little bit more time for, I guess, traffic. Holy crap, that stopped my train completely. Yeah, Grub, you will. You get an hour and a half. Yeah, so they base the time based off the yard. So if you live, halfway between, say, your yard and the yard you're going to, then you still get the same time. Kyle, no, they'll call you from the extra board, believe it or not, but it's kind of unlikely. I only went like 2 or 3 times when I was there. Most of your jobs are going to be extra board jobs going to Chattanooga or Memphis, or you may get thrown in Decatur a little bit, or you're going to be, what's that goofy term we used to say? You'll be dog catching. So you'll be going and catching trains where the crews have died. They ran out of time. You'll go get the train, bring them into the yard, and you'll do that over and over all night. And then once you get in the yard, Jeremy Utley, which is a yard master, he's going to put you to work. He's going to keep you for 12 hours, I promise you. He did it to me every time. Yeah, I did too. In W, I used to get like 2 days pay every time I did it because there's just so much rail traffic. Nobody can ever make it, and we'd go back and get two trains and be 2 days pay. It'd be a long day, but it'd be good money. And it's easy. Just pull it to the yard, hang up, take the power to the diesel shop, and get back in the van and go do it again. Stop and get some food. That's easy money. Hey Sam, were you what short line do you work for up there? I didn't even know there was one. I'm sure there is. Oh, ABS, of course, yeah. What the heck? I knew about that. I'm sorry. Brain fart. It's been a while. I went way too far. I think. Maybe not. I don't know what I'm doing here. Watco owned, yes. I was just looking at Watco the other day. They were hiring for some conductors in down here in Fairfield, but I'm not switching U.S. Steel. I mean, I can't. I would, but I just know they just don't pay what Nucor pays. That's my biggest problem. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's gonna be a hard decision for sure. I will tell you this, Sam and Kyle. So I talk to people up there at Sheffield all the time, and they're extremely short-handed right now, and they need all the help they can get. So, um, I don't know. I know the furlough was pretty deep last year, or not last year in 2019. It got way up there. They furloughed almost like 60 or 60, 60 people. But a lot of the guys have retired, and I haven't seen the extra board. I haven't got anybody to send me a screenshot, but I'm pretty sure they're still shorthanded pretty bad. Yeah, Jeremiah, they'll put you with some old heads. Well, so typically they will, but I actually had to train people, and I was brand new. But the reason I had to train people is because I was on a local, and you had to learn the local. So they were with me, and we were all learning together. It was interesting. Grub Road retirement is so the railroad you don't pay into Social Security, you pay into they call it I mean it's railroad retirement, but you pay tier 1 and tier 2. And the reason it's praised upon is because the government cannot get their hands on it. So, like Social Security, everybody talks about Social Security is not going to be a thing in 20 years. Well, railroad retirement, it's got hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in it, and the government can't touch it. And they try to all the time. They try and get their hands on it. But the reason it's so good is because normally when you retire after 20 or 30 or 40, the more you work, the more you make. But it's a really good retirement. I think most guys that's been out there for a long time draw anywhere between $6,000 to $10,000 a month. No, Nick, I don't think HR works on weekends. I think they barely work at all, if I'm not completely honest. Sam, that would be Steve Southern. I know exactly who you're talking about. I worked with Steve a lot. He retired though. He's gone. He retired back in 2018. He retired. Yeah, Grub. So it's protected. The government can't get their hands on the railroad retirement. If they could, they would. It'd probably be bone dry. Hey, Kyle, we'll do. I know John. He's the terminal superintendent, but I just don't know if it's up to him to get a start date. I'm sure it probably all boils down to probably HR and probably the whole planning deal. I'm sure there's someone they have that plan y'all's training. Yeah, they'll put you on locals or working in the yard your first couple of weeks, and then towards the end of your training, you'll go on the road. Yeah, Steve was a great dude, one of the best guys I got to work with. He was out there for 40. Gosh, how long was he out there? 40. It was over 40 years. I think it was 42, maybe. Great guy. So I actually I got to choose who I wanted to train with when I was in Sheffield. I forgot why, but I had like 3 or 4 days where they didn't really have anything for me to do, and they said, "Well, where do you want to train at?" And I already knew Steve's job. Like we went and worked at one local, then we came out and worked Freight Car America in Cherokee, and then we come back into the yard and worked the the gravel plant. And I was like, let me go work with Steve. And I worked with Steve for like extra 3 or 4 days because I knew he was going to retire soon. He told me. And I went and worked with him a lot, and it was always fun riding that shove all the way back on that caboose. What are you doing? Huh? Do you? Mm-hmm. That's for a lot of things. Oh man, that's crazy, Sim. Small world. I haven't talked to Steve since I left though. Oh yeah, Kyle, you'll ride a caboose. You'll ride a caboose. That job that Sim's talking about with Steve, that symbol is A. Oh man, is it the A83 or 87? I think it's, I don't know. It's one of those symbols, A83 or A87. Yeah, we only use them to ride the shove. That's really about it. Whenever we have a long shove to ride, they normally have one sitting still or sitting there waiting, and we'll leave it. It just makes your job way easier and safer, and you ain't got to worry about hanging on to a grab iron for, 4 or 5 miles while you're going 10 miles an hour. What's Logan doing? Hmm. Ryan. Oh man. Well, I guess I'm gonna get off here and go eat. But I'm glad that I got the stream. I'm glad I woke up. So I worked last night from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and left and went to the river to practice for a tournament to have tomorrow. And I got home at 1:30, and laid down for a little bit. And I woke up at 6, like, oh gosh, I gotta go do our live stream. Doors welded shut. Holy cow. Sam, I don't know, man. That's some shit I would encourage you to, just because of the way everything is, as far as them being shorthanded and traffic and everything. Um, but at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, that's gonna be one of those decisions where if you don't make it, you're gonna question yourself for a long time, and if you do, you could you could possibly be furloughed or any of that stuff. I guess if I know how Watco is, there ain't gonna be no leaving on good terms. If you leave, you're pretty much it. But, um, yeah. Not on the local and you're not working in the yard, what do you guys do? Go on the road most of the time. Yeah, you'll be on the road or sitting on the extra board waiting. That's about it. Oh, wait. I read it wrong. So if you're not on a local and they put you working in the yard, what do you guys do? We're normally either building trains or hanging power or pulling rip tracks and putting new bad cars in. Really, that's about it. Or sitting there. Or humping cars. You could be switching cars in the bowl. Other than that's about it. It's nothing too serious. It's all the same thing over and over. Yeah, you guys, look, if y'all want to message me, if y'all have any questions, I always do this. If y'all have any questions and y'all want to get in touch with me after this thing cuts off or whatever, that's my Facebook. You can message me. Then my email, if you don't want to send if you don't have a Facebook or whatever. That's my email. What? Mm-hmm. Get an Instagram. I got one, but I need to make one strictly for this channel. But yep. All right, guys. Y'all take it easy. If y'all need anything, message me. Holler at me. I'll be up. Sim, yeah. NS has guarantee. Right now you'll never hit it. The guarantee, if I remember correctly, is around almost $1,900 every 2 weeks. Hey, Kyle. Yeah, no problem, man. My pleasure. Like I said, if y'all need anything, y'all just message me. And best of luck to all y'all having y'all's interviews and going to school and all that good stuff. I got a tournament tomorrow, and I'm gonna try and work on some videos on the signals, on the southern signals, just to. I really need to just. I want to be a perfectionist, and all it is holding me back from making a video. And I think everybody's well aware that I'm not perfect by any means. So, anyways, y'all take it easy. Got anything, holler at me. And good luck to all you guys. And I'll see you guys. Give me a couple days, and I'll have a video out. I have a short out actually here in just a little bit. So, y'all be safe.